Let's touch base with Bajaj Electricals. The case for chat here being plans to increase production, penetration, consumer durables, double-digit growth is likely to continue, and the outlook on margins and market share growth. I'm joined by Shekhar Bajaj, who's the Chairman and Managing Director of Bajaj Electricals. Mr. Bajaj, it's great to have you on the show. Thanks very much for taking out the time. You've been seeing consistent growth in consumer business driven by lighting, appliances. Will this remain the growth driver for the company, and can you see double-digit growth continuing?
Not only double-digit growth, we are expecting that in the third quarter as well as in the fourth quarter, we should be growing by around 25%. We have grown in the first two quarters by 25% each, and therefore the same trend is continuing in the third and fourth quarter also. We are expecting the similar growth. And as far as EPC is concerned, because we got a very big order from the UP government, and therefore we are expecting a substantially higher growth there. And therefore, from a level of 4,600 crores last year, we are looking at anything between 6,800 to 7,000 crore for the year.
What about commodity price movement and rupee depreciation? You know, they will be key for margins, especially in the EPC segment. How are you seeing margins shape up on the back of these factors?
See, initially when the oil prices went up and the rupee became weak, and the commodity prices had gone up, so obviously our margins were getting impacted. But luckily now the oil prices has gone to below $60, and also the commodity prices have started coming down. So whatever we had lost out, I think in the next few quarters we should be in a position to gain back whatever we've lost. So I don't think overall margins may get impacted by a percent or so, not much more.
How is your new expansion program, that's RREP, going, and by when do you think you will cover most of your lost market share in the last couple of years because of the implementation of TOC and RREP?
Our RREP, we have covered 550 districts, which is covering almost 90% of the market, and we've got 185,000 retailers who we are covering on a weekly basis. So I think for the purpose of RREP, I would say that we have almost come to an end of implementation as far as the number of outlets are concerned. But the depth is now next. That's the next step, is that each counter, if we were selling 10% of their counter was our products, can we make it 20%? If they were selling 10 SKUs, can they sell 20 SKUs? So that would be the next step. So one is the number of outlets now we have covered very well. We'll go up to maybe 200,000 by end of this year. And then our concentration is more on the depth.
What is then the outlook for the EPC business? You'd mentioned it should be reaching around the 4,000 crore rupees mark. Are you on track to achieve that level?
At this moment, we are under pressure to achieve that because these orders have to be done in a particular time frame, and that's why we are pushing. It may end up at 3,800, but I'm saying 4,000 crore if we do, we'll be actually helping in achieving our targeted time frame, and therefore from that angle we are pushing to have that required growth. But in the long run, so therefore this year we may end up at around 7,000, 3,000 coming out of consumer products, maybe 2,800, 3,000, and around 4,000 from the EPC. But long run, EPC and consumer products should be around 50-50. Therefore, in the coming year, it may be restricted to the consumer business may go to 3,500, and the EPC business may also be 3,500. So we may be next year also looking at 7,000, with EPC having a negative growth, because this year we've got a very substantial big order which we are executing.
We understand that you have hiked your prices by 3% for Q3 FY19. Have you planned any more such price hikes?
See, our price hike is as much we can delay as possible. It is item wise, so it's not across the board that okay 3% across the board, because some items have a commodity item which is gone up, say plastics has gone up or aluminum has gone up or down. So the pricing is individually, and it also depends on competition, but our whole strategy is that our prices are stable. It does not change with the times. There is no price difference between different markets. It's a stable single price across India. That's our strength, and that's why our distribution is having the required growth, because our retailers are very happy, because there is no instability because of the price or special discounts or special deals that are taking place amongst competition, which we have stopped. We used to also do it, but now we don't do it.
Yeah. How have your new products performed in the market? Have you seen an improvement in your market share post the new launches?
Actually, our growth which has come is not because of new products, but it is because of our distribution which is now in place. As far as new products are concerned, we've just launched 4 new mixer grinders. We've started from South, and the feedback is very, very strong that okay, the moment we are talking about a substantial growth, 50, 60, 100% type of growth is coming, but our base in South was always very weak. So 100% growth has no meaning. It has to be in terms of quantity and good value. So that's still to go, but the acceptance has been very good. And we started with South, which is our weakest market.
Strategy for digital sales, are you increasing your overall ad spends?
Increasing?
Ad spends. Advertising.
Increasing what?
Advertising expenditure.
Yeah, ad spend. Yeah, I've understood. No, I didn't. Okay, so obviously advertising is going up and will continue to go up. Our whole emphasis has been earlier, because of our distribution having gone up, we were spending more below the line. Now that that is stabilized, now from next year onward we'll have to spend more on above the line, the top line in television and other media will be much more seen next year.
Okay, Mr. Bajaj, good to have you on the show. Thanks so much for taking the time out.
Thank you.
Okay, that's the word coming in from Bajaj Electrical. Still counting down to 11K, 10,976 is where we're currently at. Great market breadth.